If the audio sucks, it's my fault because I'm poor. So if you haven't watched my AMV for Defying Gravity, you can pause this and go watch it. Or you can watch this and watch that later. And also, if you don't know about Jacksepticeye egos, this will get confusing and very cringy. I'm probably gonna go kinda deep with this because I put more thought in these characters than my own life. Ever since I listened to Defying Gravity, I thought of Marvin, and how I had never thought of a story for him. Even though he's not my character, it's fairly common that in the Jacksepticeye fandom, the fans are allowed to create and build around these egos. And to be honest, Marvin's always been my favorite. First of all, I was scared to make this comment, because in my mind, Marvin and Jackie are brothers, and I know many people ship them, and I somehow didn't realize it is a very popular romantic ship. And of course, a lot of people took it as romantic, but no. To me, they're brothers. So they are two magical brothers who grew up having nothing but each other. They have extremely high magical potential, or some shit like that, and they go to a magic school. I swear it gets more interesting, please. Growing up, the two brothers take different ways to develop themselves and their magic skills. Jackie, on one hand, goes towards the social side. He effortlessly makes friends and uses his magic as party trick and ways to help others, using his charismatic personality to make himself a pleasure to be around. As a teenager, he goes to parties. He's popular and very liked by his peers. He's naturally talented, he's clumsy and sloppy, but his charm makes up for it. Marvin, on the other hand, goes towards the more intellectual approach. He's interested in growing his magical abilities, feeding into his talent. He spends time around books and training and whatever the fuck his magic is. He tries to be sociable and likable whenever he has the chance, but that is not his priority. His focus is solely on improving as a magician, sorcerer, wizard, whatever he is. And as a teenager, he starts becoming hostile as he accepts his role as a nerd and refuses to let other people step on him, dismissing any uncalled for comment. Yet refuses the bond with his brother to break. Regarding Marvin's mask, he has something on the top half of his face, and I still haven't figured out what, but I like the sense of mystery, so I won't tell you what I have in mind. Strangely, this story takes inspiration from Wicked and Frozen, kind of an Idina Menzel tribute, if you will. Also, may I add, I don't really like the movie Frozen. The animation is cool, but I never understood what made it so great other than let it go. So after they graduate, whatever stupid school they go to, they decide to move out and chase their dreams together. Marvin wants to become powerful, and Jackie wants to help and protect people. In a new town, something happens that causes Marvin to get stressed and lose his mask, his untamed power becoming evident to the bystanders in town. Much like Frozen. They feel threatened by Marvin, causing them to want to attack him. Much like Frozen. Marvin grabs his mask and runs away to the mountains, with Jackie following soon after. Much like Frozen. Okay, I know this is lame, but bear with me. This is actually where the video for Defying Gravity starts. Again, I want to shout out Caleb Hiles for his amazing cover. Amazing. Gives me chills every time, and if you haven't checked him out, he makes a bunch of different covers, from musicals to Steven Universe to Adventure Time to Five Nights at Freddy's songs. Literally, he is amazing at what he does. So Jackie calls Marvin out for being a drama queen and socially inept, and Marvin calls him out for giving out his potential for the sake of protecting those who would otherwise want to destroy him and already want to destroy Marvin. Again, submission to feed your own ambition. They both disagree with each other's lifestyle. Jackie wants to de-escalate, telling Marvin it is not too late to make things up and choose the right way. The right way being in Jackie's judgment. This is a small parenthesis. If you want to look into the line of you can still be with the wizard, in my mind Marvin found another powerful person who he can share his interests with and fell in love with him. But that's honestly irrelevant. It's just one line. Marvin realizes that what he's been chasing on the town were interests influenced by Jackie's wishes, and they're not what he actually wants to achieve. He wants to find his own way. He wants to go above and beyond with his power, find his limits and go through them, reach his maximum potential, and figure out how far he can go in terms of magic. And he's not gonna let anyone stop him. Not society, not love, not his brother. In the middle of this, he realizes his brother has just as much potential as him, but decided not to chase it. But it is something he can exploit. If you found that badly drawn, unlimited scene sweet and emotional, representing Marvin's desire to reign with his brother, then no, Marvin wants to use his brother to look how far their magic can go. Marvin can only go so far as one magician, but when Jackie comes into the picture, that's another story. He has no idea what the two of them could do together, and he wants to know. That's two men worth of magic, and Marvin is only interested in what that power is capable of. Jackie realizes this and refuses to go with him. Although he'd like to learn with his brother and be beside him, he doesn't want it that way. He lets him go. He doesn't want to stop him, but he won't go with him either. He gives him his cape, some good luck, and throws him off the cliff. One last dose of adrenaline to push him towards his goal. He pushes him to go into the avatar state, basically. The scared, angry crowd finds Jackie and mistakes him for the aggressor. In come the lines that are actually on the show Wicked, and I added on the screen. Marvin reveals himself to the crowd as the one they want, as dramatically as he possibly can. Defying gravity. The symbols on his mask are showing, and his eyes are diamond-shaped and glowing. That rhymed. See, this is a mixture between Steven Universe and Avatar: The Last Airbender. In the awe of the crowd, Jackie escapes, not before giving a final look at his brother. Marvin then makes a decision. If you were wondering what that weird green part of the climax was, that's a spell. He stops time and makes a statement. That includes Jackie as well. It's literally what you hear in the song. No wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down. You might be thinking, wow, Marvin is really OP if no one can bring him down. And you would be right, but at this point he isn't really experienced. There's no confirmation that that spell actually works. After the spell, or curse, Marvin disappears into the night. And that's the end. I could go beyond and say Jackie went on to become a masked superhero, and Marvin hid in an abandoned castle in the mountains to study his magic and become as powerful as he can possibly get, scaring anyone who ever dares to get close to his new home. But I won't. Marvin basically becomes one with the nature around him, giving birth to Poncho Marvin. Basically, he lives in a cottage, I guess. So that's about it. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. I have been wanting to do this ever since I posted Defying Gravity. I have been gushing to Tobias about it a bunch, just because I love telling stories. One of the reasons I'm actually going to college for film. But any form of storytelling is fascinating to me. If you watched this far, then wow, thanks. It means a lot that you let me ramble on so much. So thanks for watching. You can like or subscribe or whatever YouTubers say. If there are any things you want to see on this channel, then feel free to say so in the comments. If you think I'm insane, then you're free to say that too.